I need hardly say that I have been disappointed. Maria has left her home and her husband.
No. No, this cannot be.
Flagrantly, publicly, an utter contempt for our family's honour. With complete disregard for each and every one of us. She has run away with Mr. Crawford. I'm become aware of my errors too late. I had hoped my daughters would grow up to be good. But I succeeded only in them being good-mannered. I knew my daughter no more than a stranger. A woman whose shoulder I might brush against without any inkling of her fears, her hopes, her passions. And now it's too late. Her character is destroyed.
Did you notice nothing at the time? Were they so very discreet?
Discreet? If only they had been. 1 ounce of common discretion would have saved us.
Saved us?
Well, you don't think Henry set out to destroy the Rushworths' marriage? I don't mean to defend Henry at your sister's expense, but really, I could knock their silly heads together. I never imagined that they would really do it. And I'm sure we both thought Maria knew she'd had her penny's worth, to use the vulgar phrase, and would be content. Now, for one moment's stupidity, Maria has thrown away everything she gained by her marriage.
Is that all you have to say?
Please, don't think that I've forgotten Fanny. That foolish girl. If Fanny had accepted him, they might now even be married. And Henry's relationship with Mrs. Rushworth would be no more than a harmless little flirtation.
Enough! You've said enough.
Forgive me, but I have not yet made my point. Edmund, I beg you, advise your father not to interfere.
You mean my father should collude in this business in the hope that Henry will marry Maria?
Well, think, Edmund, think. Maria would recover some footing in society. Not all, of course, but should the worst happen with your brother, then you and I, Edmund, would be in a position to help Maria and accept her back here at Mansfield.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing. Have you no sense of what this means? All you see is folly. A little embarrassment we can overcome if only we're sensible and we think straight for 5 minutes. Society will forgive us. What do I care about society? My father's shame will last forever. And my mother's grief, and I... The woman I thought I loved doesn't exist. She was a figment of my imagination. So much the better, you may say. I have less to lose. But I'd have lost you 1,000 times rather than see you for what you really are.
A pretty lecture, I must say. Will it be one of your sermons? Love is supposed to endure disappointment, is it not? Or so I am told.
Goodbye, Miss Crawford. I wish you well with all my heart.
Edmund!
Sweet stream that winds through yonder glade, that emblem of a virtuous maid. Silent and chaste she steals along, far from the world's gay busy throng, but gentle yet prevailing.
How I was deceived. How I deceived myself.
This is all you're doing. You think of nothing unknown but yourself. If you'd have accepted Mr. Crawford, none of this would have happened. Mariah's letter shows her to be deeply unhappy, Sir Thomas. So unhappy, I cannot but hope if you were to go to her, she might be persuaded to leave Mr. Crawford and return home.
Mr. Rushworth would not have her, Mum.
I mean to say she might return here.
That, I fear, is impossible. As a daughter, Maria may count on me always to secure her comfort and protection. Further than that, I cannot go. Even her mother doesn't express it.
You mean Mariah is to be sacrificed for the sake of Fanny's niceness? Huh?
I mean nothing of the sort. If you feel it is your duty, Mrs. Norris, to be Mariah's companion in her grievous situation, then you may feel free to go.
Poor Mariah.
I don't know who I feel more sorry for, Mariah or Aunt Norris.
That's better. A frown doesn't suit you.
Fanny! Fanny, my dear, where are you? I need you. Which should I use here, Fanny? The purple wool or the maroon?
The purple, Aunt.
Damn it if Fenimore didn't come in last again at Newmarket.
It's only me.
Edmund, come in.
Oh, sorry. I
No,
didn't realise.
really. Come in.
I only wanted to say, what was it I wanted to say?
It wasn't about us going riding tomorrow, was it?
Yes, that was it. That was it. I just wanted to be sure you hadn't forgotten.
I hadn't.
Well, good. Glad.
But now, Edmund, I really must go to bed.
Yes, of course. Sorry. Well then. Good night, Fanny.
Good night, Edmund.
You know,